She looked me straight in the eye and said, "I never asked you for that money. You just gave it to me. That's not my problem." My name is Sophia Mitchell, and I'm 29 years old. The person sitting across from me wasn't some stranger I barely knew. She was Rachel Davis, my best friend since second grade, the girl I shared my lunch with when she forgot hers, the one who held my hand at my mom's funeral when I was 14, the person I trusted more than anyone in the world. But that afternoon, sitting in a corner booth at some overpriced cafe downtown, she looked at me like I was garbage, like I was the unreasonable one. Her designer handbag sat on the seat beside her. Louis Vuitton. Real, not fake. Her nails were freshly done. Gel, probably $60, and she had the audacity to tell me my money wasn't her problem. Let me take you back. Rachel and I grew up 3 houses apart. Same street, same school bus, same everything. We were inseparable from the moment we met. She was the loud one. I was the quiet one. We balanced each other perfectly. When we graduated high school, we made this pact over cheap pizza and soda. We'd support each other's dreams no matter what. She wanted to open a boutique. She loved fashion, always had. I wanted to build a career in graphic design. Life moved fast after that. Rachel went to community college for business. I worked 2 jobs and took online courses at night. Money was tight for me, but I didn't mind. I was building something. We stayed close, though. Best friends don't just drift apart, right? Wrong. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you loved like family, subscribe right now. Drop a comment and tell me your story. I need to know I'm not alone in this. 3 years ago, Rachel came to me with this massive idea. She'd found the perfect location for her boutique, a small retail space downtown. It needed work, she said. Painting, new floors, proper lighting. But she had a vision. She sat in my tiny apartment with a binder full of plans, color palettes, sketches, a whole business model. I was so proud of her. "Soph, I just need $15,000 to make this happen," she said, her eyes bright. "I've saved 10 already. This is it. This is my dream." $15,000. I didn't have that kind of money lying around. That was nearly everything I'd saved over 3 years of working myself to exhaustion. But this was Rachel, my best friend, my sister in every way that mattered. She promised she'd pay me back in a year. 6% interest. We'd even put it in writing. She pulled out a piece of notebook paper right there and wrote it all down. Loan amount, repayment terms, interest rate. We both signed it. I took a photo of it with my phone, just to be safe. Then I transferred the money the next day. $15,000. Gone. But I wasn't worried. I trusted her completely. For the first few months, everything seemed great. Rachel would send me updates, photos of the space getting painted, racks being delivered. She even sent me a picture of the sign being installed. Rachel's Closet, in gold lettering. I was genuinely excited for her. This was her dream coming true, and I'd helped make it happen. But then the updates started slowing down. Texts took longer to get responses. Phone calls went to voicemail more often. When I'd ask about the store, she'd give vague answers. Still working on it. You know how these things take time. Almost ready to open. I didn't push. I figured she was just busy. Then one night I was scrolling through Instagram, and there she was. New designer sneakers. Balenciaga, I think. The caption said something like, "Treat yourself Tuesday." I kept scrolling. A weekend trip to Vegas with other friends, bottle service at a club, another post, brunch at some expensive place, mimosas and lobster. My stomach twisted. If the boutique was still in progress, where was this money coming from? I called her that night. "Hey, Rach, how's the store coming along?" There was a long pause. It's been tough, Soph. Really tough. Oh no, what's wrong? Just, everything costs more than I thought. Permits, contractors, all of it. I'm sorry. That sounds stressful. Another pause. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about the loan. My heart sank. Okay. I don't think I can pay you back on the timeline we talked about. What do you mean? I mean, I need more time. Like, maybe another year. Maybe longer. Rachel, we agreed on 1 year. It's been almost that already. I know. Her voice got sharp. But I can't just magic money into existence, okay? Things are hard right now. But you just went to Vegas last week. Silence. That was a birthday trip. My friend paid for most of it. And the designer shoes? Are you stalking my Instagram now? I'm just trying to understand. I have to go. She hung up. I sat there staring at my phone, hands shaking. That was the first real crack in our friendship. But it was about to get so much worse. A few weeks later, I decided to drive downtown and see the boutique for myself. I wanted to understand what was taking so long. Maybe if I saw the progress, I'd feel better about the delays. I pulled up to the address she'd given me months ago. The building was there, but it wasn't a boutique. It was a yoga studio. Bright purple sign. Plants in the window. I sat in my car, confused. Maybe I had the wrong address? I checked my texts. No, this was it. I walked inside. A woman at the front desk smiled warmly. Hi, first class is free if you want to try it out. I'm looking for a clothing store. Rachel's Closet? She frowned. There's no clothing store here. We've been here for 5 years. My chest felt tight. Are you sure? Positive. This whole building is just us and a law office upstairs. I thanked her and walked out, dizzy. I texted Rachel immediately. Hey, I went to the address you gave me. There's no boutique there. What's the actual address? An hour passed. No response. I called. Voicemail. I waited 3 days. Finally, she texted back. Why are you harassing me? Harassing? I'm not harassing you. I just want to see your store. It's closed right now for inspections. I'll let you know when you can visit. That was a lie. I could feel it in my bones. So I started digging. I checked the city's business registration database. No business under Rachel Davis. No Rachel's Closet anywhere in the county. I asked mutual friends if they'd been to her store. None of them had even heard of it. One friend, Kim, said, Wait, I thought Rachel was still working at that call center? A call center. Not running a boutique. Working at a call center. My hands were trembling as I typed out a message. Rachel, I need the truth. Where did my $15,000 go? She replied within minutes. I don't owe you anything. You gave me that money as a gift. A gift? I called her immediately. Answer your phone, Rachel. She picked up on the 4th ring. What? A gift? Are you serious right now? You offered to help me. I didn't force you. We signed an agreement. You promised to pay me back. I never signed anything. My blood went cold. Yes, you did. I have it in my drawer. Then show it to me. I put her on speaker and ran to my desk. I pulled open the drawer where I'd kept the signed paper. It was gone. I tore through every drawer, every folder, every piece of paper in my apartment. Gone. Looking for something? Rachel's voice dripped with smugness. You took it. I didn't take anything. You were here 2 months ago. You slept over after we went out. And? You stole it from my apartment. You sound paranoid, Sophia. Maybe you should talk to someone. She hung up. I collapsed on my floor, surrounded by scattered papers. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold my phone. That's when I realized this wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a misunderstanding. Rachel had planned this. She'd stolen from me, and she thought she'd gotten away with it. I needed to see her face to face. I drove to her apartment the next evening. She answered the door in a silk robe, wine glass in hand. Music played softly in the background. "Sophia, what are you doing here? We need to talk. Now." She sighed dramatically. "I'm kind of in the middle of something. I don't care. You stole from me." Her face went hard. "I didn't steal anything. You're being crazy. I gave you $15,000 for a business that doesn't exist. And I appreciate it. But that doesn't mean I owe you. You took the signed agreement from my apartment." She actually laughed. A cold, cruel laugh. "You sound insane right now. Honestly, Sophia, you should get help." "Rachel." She stepped back and started closing the door. "Don't contact me. Again. I mean it." The door shut in my face. I stood in that hallway, stunned. That night, I cried until I couldn't breathe. Not just because of the money, but because I'd lost someone I thought I'd always have. Someone I'd loved like a sister. But here's what Rachel didn't know. I'm not stupid, and I don't give up easily. What they didn't know was that when I gave Rachel that money, I didn't just write it on a piece of paper and call it a day. I'd scanned the agreement before she left my apartment that night, uploaded it to 3 separate cloud storage accounts. I had the bank transfer records showing the exact amount sent to her account. I had text messages where she explicitly called it a loan, where she talked about repayment terms, where she promised it was temporary. And I had something else she never saw coming. 6 months before I lent her the money, I'd started seeing someone. His name was David. He worked in corporate finance. Quiet guy. Thoughtful. Kind. Rachel never liked him much. Called him boring. But David had given me one crucial piece of advice back then. If you ever lend money to anyone, even a best friend, document everything properly. So I did. I'd also asked David to witness the signing and notarize a copy of our agreement. Rachel had barely noticed. She'd been too busy texting on her phone while we sat in that notary's office. I'd kept that notarized copy in a safe deposit box at my bank. She'd stolen a piece of paper. Not the truth. Not the evidence. The following week, I contacted a lawyer. Her name was Patricia Reeves, mid-50s, sharp as a knife. I brought her everything. The notarized agreement, bank statements, text messages, screenshots of Rachel's social media showing luxury purchases. Patricia looked it over carefully. "This is very solid," she said, looking up at me. "You can absolutely pursue this? What are my options?" "Small claims court is one route, or we send a demand letter first and see if she'll settle." "What would you recommend?" She smiled slightly. "Demand letter lights a fire, gives her one last chance before it gets messy." "Do it." 2 weeks later, Rachel received the letter by certified mail. She had to sign for it. I know because I got the tracking confirmation. 20 minutes after she signed, my phone rang. "Are you out of your mind?" "Hi, Rachel." "You're seriously threatening to sue me?" "You didn't leave me any choice. We're best friends, Sophia. Best friends." "Best friends don't steal $15,000 and then gaslight you about it. I told you I'd pay you back." "When? In 10 years? 20? I just need time." "You've had time. You've had excuses. What you haven't had is honesty. Please don't do this." Her voice cracked. "Please." For just a second, I felt a flicker of sympathy. Just a second. "You have 2 weeks to agree to a payment plan, or Patricia files the case." "Sophia." I hung up. She texted me 17 times that night. I didn't respond to any of them. 2 weeks passed. No payment plan, no proposal. Just more excuses and accusations. Patricia filed the lawsuit. The court date arrived faster than I expected. I wore a simple blouse and slacks, brought all my documents in a folder. Rachel showed up in a blazer and heels, looking polished, like she was ready to perform. Her lawyer spoke first. He claimed I'd given Rachel the money as a gift, that there was no formal agreement, that I was only pursuing this out of jealousy and spite. The judge listened patiently. Then he turned to Rachel. "Ms. Davis, do you have documentation of this business you started?" She hesitated. It's still in development. Business registration? Still being processed? Tax filings? Business bank account? Not yet. Any evidence this business exists at all? Silence. Then Patricia stood up. She handed the judge a folder. Inside was everything. The notarized agreement with both our signatures and a witness. Bank transfer showing $15,000 sent to Rachel's personal account. Text message threads where Rachel called it a loan and discussed repayment. Screenshots of Rachel's Instagram showing designer purchases, trips, and luxury expenses during the same period she claimed financial hardship. The judge's expression changed as he reviewed each page. Rachel's lawyer tried to object, tried to spin it, but there was nothing to spin. The evidence was overwhelming. The judge made his ruling on the spot. Rachel owed me $15,000, plus 6% annual interest, plus court fees. Total? Just over $18,000. She was ordered to begin payments immediately. $300 a month, minimum. Outside the courthouse, Rachel grabbed my arm. "I hope you're proud of yourself." I pulled away from her grip. "I'm not proud, Rachel. I'm just done. You've ruined everything." "No, you did that all by yourself." Her eyes filled with tears, but I didn't feel anything anymore. I'd cried all my tears already. I walked away and didn't look back. A month later, the first payment arrived. $300 exactly. Then another the next month. And another. It'll take years to get it all back. But that's okay. I didn't do this just for the money. I did it because I deserve to be treated with respect. Because no one, no matter how long you've known them, gets to use you and throw you away. Rachel and I haven't spoken since that day outside the courthouse. Mutual friends have asked me to forgive and forget, to let it go. But forgiveness doesn't mean letting someone walk all over you. It means releasing the anger so it doesn't poison you. And I have released it. I'm not angry anymore. I'm free. David and I are still together, by the way. Still quiet. Still kind. He's never once made me feel like asking for basic respect was asking for too much. I've rebuilt my savings account from scratch. I went full-time freelance as a graphic designer last year. Business has been good. Really good. Turns out people respect someone who stands up for themselves. Rachel, from what I've heard through the grapevine, is still at that call center. Still posting pictures on Instagram like everything's perfect. But I know the truth. And more importantly, so does she. Some people never learn. They think charm and history can erase betrayal. But the people who truly matter in your life, they show up when it counts. They keep their promises. And they don't make you beg for what's already yours. I learned that lesson the hard way, but I learned it well. And now I know exactly what I'm worth. Subscribe if you've ever had to fight for what was rightfully yours. Comment below and tell me where you're listening from. I want to hear your story too. Hit that subscribe button for more real stories about betrayal, justice, and finding your strength when it matters most.